Live from New York, we're protesting Saturday night.
Woo!
All right, this is what we call in show business a hot mess of a broadcast. You are listening to The Tom Kelly Show. I only booked two guests who own a comedy club tonight on the program. I booked actually two and a half because their PR director is coming with us too. I had booked the brilliant and viral James Altucher and his business partner, who is also brilliant but less viral, Dani Zoldan, to talk about the comedy shutdown in New York. Donnie and John will be on at 1 o'clock to discuss how shutting down comedy has been unfair to them, but businesses like Saturday Night Live are open to have an audience. There's a little bit of a weird, I don't want to call it a double standard, but it is and it isn't. I'm on both sides of the argument. As a journalist, because you guys come to the Tom Kelly Show for high standards of journalism, Chris Abate and I have taken several journalism ethics classes where we learn from Professor Bill McLaughlin, a legendary CBS reporter, rest in peace. You have to ask the question, why?
That was a very good impression, by the way.
Right? That's what you used to. You do it. You do a better one. Do it. What's the question?
Why?
That was what his seminar was like every day. And he was right, but it was a lot. It was a lot. I'm rambling a bit here. So anyway, long story short, James Altucher, who is a big shot and has he's also a great comedian, has a project he's developing with Charlemagne the God from iHeartRadio. And suddenly allegedly last minute meeting at 1 o'clock came up with Amazon. Now, Tom Kelly Show and our small but loyal group of listeners, or Amazon. And honestly, he wants his packages delivered on time, if not a development deal. So maybe he'll chime in, maybe he won't. Maybe I'll put him on the end of the show, maybe we won't. It's basically like I just got end oats.
What did Oates ever do?
I don't know. It's like, and I got Sonny, but not Cher. I'm not sure. Yeah. But honestly, Donnie is a great speaker. Donnie's been going on all the big networks to talk about this. And you know me, I'm getting over COVID, but I also like money. So we'll talk about that in segment 2. We're doing the show live to tape. So we got 4 minutes till we start the interview. So much to talk about. It's the holiday season. It doesn't feel like the holiday season. Just as one half of my family got over COVID and COVID scares, the other half is now having them. I've done none of my holiday shopping, so it looks like going to the malls is for me, or just giving cards with $20 bills. It's one or the other.
That's probably a better bet.
Yeah, it's scary. You know, it is on Long Island. It's rampant. On Long Island, it's rampant. For those of you who listen to the podcast but don't know the rest about the empire, as I go through the hodgepodge of things to get through now in 4 minutes. The new TomKellyShow.com has been up, but now it's working. I have an email list there. I need you to sign up for it, and here's why. I don't trust any of these social media algorithms anymore. I post something funny starring me, nothing. I post a video of somebody else acting like a horse's ass, great. If I twerk, ratings go up, but that's not what I went to college for. The sponsor is me, my friend who gave me COVID at his party. Yes, I named because he's been an a-hole. Made a little remark on a group text. Hey, Tom, you get any of your little virtual parties? Actually, yes. Book me, TomKellyShow@me.com. I've done 4 of them. I'm expensive, people. But I had a great show with my friends at Sterling Insurance. Yeah, by the way, that's just like now wiener whipping out right there. That's just me like, hey, you insulted my career. You insulted my manhood. Yes. There you go. I am doing it. People are buying them. I did a great one yesterday for Sterling Insurance. I may put a clip or 2 on the Instagram if they approve it. Thank you, Sterling Insurance. What else do I want to tell you guys? Do we want cursing in the show? I'm going to mark the episodes explicit no matter what. I felt free being able to drop the F-bomb. But then on another group text, I got a friend, Dan Stanton, warning all the dads they can't play the Tom Kelly Show in their cars because I dropped the F-bomb. And so I don't know. So here's the deal. I don't want to, listen, I make my money in family-friendly entertainment. I want to be able to curse, but I don't want to curse. And I want to make money. I really don't care about art and only 5 listeners. You know, what do you think, Chris? Are we cursing or are we not?
I think we are. I think we are. And I think it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, because I also have an upcoming guest who I don't want to guarantee she's going to be here yet, but an upcoming guest who wrote a book on kindness. She's religious, she's kind, and I know she is not comfortable around people cursing. And I know, now am I limiting myself to potential guests? So here's the deal, people. I'm going to do my best not to curse, but you never know when it's going to fucking happen.
Yes, agreed.
It doesn't.
It may not with that guest. It may not happen. It probably won't happen.
And I'm going to try not to, but I want the freedom to. How about that?
Agreed.
Okay. Now,
agreed.
With a minute and a half left, I asked this question on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Tom Kelly Show. What 2020 words are you sick of hearing? Usually I get 15 responses to these sort of things. Today we got 195. So
says something.
That's a lot. So going through the list, what words, Chris, what word are you sick of hearing in 2020?
Pandemic.
Yeah, that came up a lot. Reading through some of them, Nicole Chismedia, toilet paper shortage, Denny Grupp, social distancing. Keith Fitz, a comedian I haven't talked to in a long time, had the word no, as in no sitting down dining after 10 p.m., no opening your business, no going to school. Mrs. Holly, my reading teacher, my reading and study skills teacher in the resource room, gave me, it is what it is. Unprecedented, that's a big one.
Yes,
unprecedented. For people doing all their podcasts and virtual learning on Zoom. Lagging, glitching, mute. For the political people, election, fraud, rigging, votes. The word electoral and fake news. Rich Cleason, just sick of hearing the word 2020. By the way, I worked for Barbara Walters, haven't talked to her in a long time. I wonder if she's upset that her year turned into a shit show.
That is a very good question.
That is a very Peloton from Tara Flanagan. Trajectory, that's another one. Flattening the curve, which I think is going to come up a lot. The word vaccine, Zoom. Again, I'm sick of all these words, but here's what I tell you guys. Listen, 2020 sucked, and 2021 will be, well, a little bit better. And 2022 is going to be our year. Also on the show, because this is an accidental holiday show, we have the jury. I ask real people, real or fake tree? Abate, real or fake tree? Nope, don't answer now. The guests are in the room. Get ready, guys. We have a hell of a show coming your way. Should Saturday Night Live be allowed to have an audience, but not Stand Up New York Comedy Club and the other comedy clubs in New York? I want to see the comedy clubs open. I also want to work at the TV shows and really don't want to get into the middle of this. And this is the one podcast where the host is dumb enough to do that.
Let's do it live.
Do it live. We're doing it live. You know what I love? I can tell how good the guest is going to be by whether or not they bob their head to the stock music. And we're in trouble. We're in trouble. No, I got 2 great guests, guys who have been friends to me during the pandemic. The owner and, I guess, vice president of publicity of Stand Up New York. Is that your title? What do they call you now, John, at this comedy club?
I'm the chief of staff for the club.
God, really? You got a presidential title?
Yeah, man. I mean, we're running stuff, man. I mean, you've seen what we've been doing. It's a big operation.
It's a huge operation, and quite frankly, out of all the comedy clubs in New York City, a leader in innovation during these trying times. Ooh, put that on our list of 2020 words we don't like. Trying times, Chris Abate. So introducing you guys, with me is Chris Abate, my co-host and college buddy, and Dani Zoldan, co-owner of Stand Up New York, chief of staff, Jon Boreamayo, And how did I do? Did I hit it? No. Say the last
Me
name.
and John looked at each other.
You know what I love?
It's okay. I mean, listen, you guys both went to what? Like online college? So, yeah.
Should I put my headphones on, or you
Yeah, headphones on. Damn it! This is the show. Yes.
I sound okay, or should I put my headphones on?
Put the I'd say put the headphones on.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you do, man? The man's gonna be on Fox Business in a few minutes. What are you gonna do with Kennedy tonight?
Oh, I was on Kennedy 2 nights ago. I'll be on Laura Ingraham tonight.
Okay, and you're gonna be talking with Laura Ingraham about something very important.
Yeah, it's actually, we taped it already. Was it last night or 2 nights ago we taped it?
Okay.
And I'll be on tonight, 10 p.m.
By the way, and you went on to talk about something really important to you and the people who work for you. Yeah. Because like it's very stupid to say, yeah, open the comedy clubs. But there are waiters, there are waitresses, there are people who print the flyers. There's the bar back.
There are comedians. There are wannabe comedians like Tom Kelly.
Yes, you're gonna. This is going great. 5 minutes. You know what I love? This is while you're closed. 5 minutes in, you still have not conveyed your damn point. Let me ask the question in a heartfelt Oprah way for a third time. You're going on television to talk about an important cause. What is this important cause? Why are you fighting Saturday Night Live? Do you hate Lorne Michaels? Do you hate the cast?
I don't know Lorne Michaels. I mean, I'm not just fighting Saturday Night Live. I'm fighting for equal rights for comedy clubs and music venues. I want them to be able to operate under the same guidelines as bars and restaurants, where, as you know, comedy clubs and music venues have been closed since March with not a peep from the politicians. If indoor dining is closed, then I'm fine to be closed. If they're allowed 25% capacity, I'd like 25% capacity. If they're allowed outdoor dining, we'd like to do outdoor shows. So, I mean, there's a lot of clubs struggling out there, comedy clubs, music venues.
I get it. And listen, I think that's the first thing that I think is being lost in some of the newspapers that have covered you. This isn't just about fighting Saturday Night Live. This is about people. And it's not even about comedy and humor and art, even though it is. It's about people. Chris, my co-host today, is a...
Chris needs to, relax. Chris, you need to calm down.
Well,
it's very overwhelming. It's 1 o'clock. We all just woke up.
Yeah. Well, it's funny.
Too much energy.
Chris's job on the show is to take the edge off of me when I put my foot in my mouth, and that's why I booked John to come in with you.
Yeah. So let me just, if I can just reiterate. Listen, I mean, ultimately, and we've talked about this in the past. The ultimate. We know for a fact that Lorne Michaels and Pete Davidson are not the root cause of this. Mm-hmm. However, listen, they're in our same realm. We're taking shots at the top, and guess what? It got us attention. We love Pete, all right? We love Melissa Villaseñor. We love all those great people on that show. They've come on our stage. A lot of them, Melissa was just on our park shows. But the truth of the matter is that Donnie's right. The same latitudes that have been given to a multi-million-dollar company should be given to us as well. It should be really planned out. I mean, one of the things that have been killing us is that specifically when COVID struck, it said no comedy shows. Well, what's the difference from a waiter yelling specials to their tables than somebody yelling, jokes about observational jokes to a table of 10? No, that's really what it comes. And ultimately, we looked at Saturday Night Live, and yes, but you know what? To be honest, those guys can take it. And yeah. I get that it caused a schism, but the ultimate thing is that Donnie's right. Sitting down on Saturday at 11:30 when we could be running a show, which is the same thing. And yes, it's sketch comedy, but where do we draw the line?
Well, and I would argue for Saturday Night Live, and I am actually on the side of them opening, but I'm also on the side of we got to cut the clubs a break of some sort. And the difference between Saturday Night Live and your club is your club, you can open the door. Fresh air goes in. For Saturday Night Live, you have to squeeze people into an elevator. They wait in a little hallway before they go in, and then they go into this room with no ventilation. What makes them better than, arguably, stand-up New York we can open the damn door.
At that point, Tom, I have to say, though, I have seen the stuff that they've been doing at 30 Rock specifically. The HVAC system at 30 Rock was retrofitted to bring in fresh air and to bring bad air out. So, yes, but if they're being given the same opportunities to do that, where's the state to do that for us? Where's the state to say, hey, listen, this door open over here. This is a great, ventilation system that you can rent, and then give us a grant so we can utilize the same technology that they're utilizing over there.
Have comics been upset with you for attacking Saturday Night Live?
A few. Sorry, I was someone knocking on my door.
Do you want to answer it? Do you want to answer it so we can give you a good interview or give you a
Yeah. Hold on one
Take
second.
care of that quick. Yeah, I don't want you to
second.
be distracted on the most important question.
Yep.
John, and that's exactly why I needed you. John, do you see that, John? This is exactly why someone mute him. How do I mute him? Okay. Are you back, Donnie?
No, you were making fun of me.
I was, but in a good way. So let me ask you a real question, because you gave a very emotional answer.
Ask me a real question.
No, here's a real question. Were comedians upset with you for naming Saturday Night Live?
I know for a fact one. I think John sent me. John can answer more than I.
Well, let John answer that. John.
I'm like Tony Soprano. Like, they don't want to, go directly after me. But they'll speak to big pussy over there.
Were comics upset about the club naming Saturday Night Live as being allowed to be open, and then leveraging that about you guys not being allowed to be open? Absolutely.
Comics were upset. We took shots at the top. We took down and we actually named, one of the big stages that comics can get on. So there were comics upset. There were comics upset because we went after Pete Davidson and he was doing a joke. And there was quite a few. I still get people coming in my ear and telling me, hey, you shouldn't have taken shots at Pete Davidson. But the truth of the matter is this: Lorne Michaels and Pete Davidson can take it. Mm-hmm. Did we go after your job? Absolutely did. Did we tell you to shut down? No, we didn't. But look at the perspective of Donnie when he said that. That's a place of fire. That's a place that has 10 to 12, employees under his watch, that he's doing the same exact thing that they're doing currently right now, but he can't open. Think of the fact that it was a slight by Pete Davidson to give comments about his hometown bar, a bar that literally, helped out him and his family during 9/11, that had a shoulder to cry on, and then to chastise them for wanting to be open. Yeah, that's a little bit of a slap in the face. And was it upsetting? Yes. And do I tell comics? Yes. I apologize that you took it the wrong way, but are we apologizing that we said it? Absolutely not.
That's what I was more upset about, where Pete, uses platform to put down Max Public House, who, by the way, I have a call with at 2:00 today.
Which means wrap up the interview in a few minutes. Gotcha.
No, I don't know. Like a TV, one of the anchors emailed me that, he wanted me to, the owner wanted to speak to me. So we'll see what happens there. But I mean, I'm 39. I've been an entrepreneur since I'm 19, and I'm a small business owner. And, I understand the plight that Max is going through, and they have bills to pay and families to feed. So when I see like Pete chastising them, for doing what they're doing, instead of using his platform to lift them up and encouraging people to support them, that upset me more.
Here's a question for you guys. You talk about being an entrepreneur, and being an entrepreneur means you innovate. And I think you guys have worked very hard to innovate and play by the rules, and have gotten slapped in the face a lot. John, could you tell us some of the things that you have done for comics this year during this time?
Listen, I'm not going to go and utilize this platform to pat ourselves on the back here, Tom. I'll be honest with you. Maybe this will help better let you understand, is that we found it as it was an opportunity for ourselves to do things outside the box, because we know people needed money. Yeah. We had the luxury that we had the summer months to do shows all across the city, but ultimately we're doing this, and I hate kind of tooting our own horn, but we're doing this because we want to keep people working.
Well, and listen, and you've done, because we haven't said this on the show yet, you guys have created, before anybody else was doing outdoor shows, you guys were doing shows in parks. And it looked crazy, but you were paying, and I know this because you've paid me. You guys have innovated. You're doing shows on roofs now. You got a show coming up this weekend on a subway train. I mean, is there a way for Stand Up New York to innovate? Like, why not do Stand Up New York studios and pay the audience? Because I know that's what Saturday Night Live is doing, is they're paying the audience. Is there a way we can make money off of Zoom and pay whoever's in the room and charge them for booze where we're profitable? Is there any loophole like that?
That's what my call is about with the owner of Max too. He wanted to tell me what those loopholes are.
Okay. Yeah, because you guys, what I love about Stand Up New York is you guys innovate. Now, going the other way, I had COVID. I'm dealing with a few COVID after effects, including I'm 44 with the athletic ability of a 65-year-old man right now. And I have COVID brain fog here and there. You don't want it. Like I am not doing any indoor shows at least till after the new year. So I say this, and right here's COVID brain fog, losing your train of thought is that my complaint about New York City has been, who the hell is running this place? And New York State has been, who the hell is running this place? I have no problems with, and this is probably going to get me in trouble, but as a guy who had COVID, I have no problem with closing Stand Up New York, but close everybody else. Why is the casino in Yonkers allowed to have video gaming and not you guys allowed to do a show? I mean,
and this is something that John said earlier. Where does it end?
Yeah.
Where does
why are we targeting comedy? Like, for real,
what about bowling? I took my kids bowling a month ago.
Yes, the bowling alleys. That was the big one. The bowling alleys and the tattoo
disgusting.
parlors. Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't trust people to sanitize the shoes before this, and they're open. That's a great point.
Yes, I will be honest, Tom. And Chris, the laws are arbitrary, to be honest with you. I mean, it doesn't matter. We allowed bowling, we allowed trivia, but stand-up comedy still can't operate. And I will say this: do I think we made the comment that, hey, who's running the city? I will give credit where credit's due. I think Cuomo and de Blasio on some levels have done decent jobs in certain areas. But when it comes down to small business, they haven't done a lot for us. They haven't done anything for us.
Well, and you were talking about the grants, John.
Snowstorm. There are restaurants up and down Amsterdam that have spent thousands of dollars putting these mini tents up, and then they had to take it all down because it snowed over a foot. I mean,
and like La Caridad on our corner, 78th and Broadway closed after 40-something years. A diner on 72nd and West End, right up the block from me. It's been around.
Oh, that one's gone. Years. You're right. I just saw that. They're gone forever.
Pier 72, they closed. Yeah. And there's just silence from politicians. I started to email politicians this morning. I'm in touch with Helen Rosenthal's office. Okay. She's a congresswoman. There's also a bill that was passed to give arts and cultural institutions outdoor space starting in March. But
can you ask
I emailed the congressman that put that bill forward, but so I can get some clarification because the institutions need to be eligible. So I'm curious what those rules are.
And I know you guys got screwed because what made your club great was one, the club is clean. Like some of these clubs you go to, they're like, you go to the ones, I don't want to name anybody because I may need them.
Name them, you coward.
Okay, you go to the clubs in Times Square. You go to LOL. And you know what? I was afraid of getting things much worse than COVID-19 when you would go in there. I mean, I like the people who run there. I mean, there's a video on my TikTok. They couldn't even get the microphone cords to work there. And they're going to sanitize and keep me safe from COVID? No, they're not. But you guys care about the arts of the show. You care about the artists because God knows you guys weren't making money on those park shows and paying club rates By the way, that's something they're not getting credit for. If I made blank dollars emceeing on a Tuesday at Stand Up New York, that's what they paid for me to perform under a tree.
We paid out over 2,000 spots.
2,000 spots, and what was the number? Yeah. Actually, we shouldn't give out the dollar amount, should we, or no?
I'm saying like we paid we paid over 2,000
performances,
$2,400 spot payments.
2,400 performances.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
In 4 or 5 different parks across all 4 to 5 boroughs.
Sure. Do the math, listeners, on what that is. But I'll tell you this much, guys. When we look back at it, the great thing was seeing people smile. There was one of my favorite moments is literally watching somebody who's having a good time and still a little apprehensive, keeping 6 feet, has the mask on, and then finally, slowly but surely, taking that mask off and laughing and seeing their smile. And for a little bit, they forgot about what was going on in the world. And for a little bit, a comic went up there and did 10 minutes and forgot about what was going on.
Yeah.
There was a couple moments that there were teary moments, of looking out and watching New Yorkers come together and just enjoy themselves. There's a couple times that I looked at Donnie, I'm like, look what you did. This is awesome stuff that we're doing out here.
No, and listen, I lost all my TV work. I lost all my club bookings, and I had a good year of private bookings.
You.
No, and here's where it twists back to you guys. Stand Up New York, and Jay Nog, who had a weekly show at the Bel Air Diner, and whoever just dropped that tray of dishes in Donnie's club.
I'm just doing an interview.
There we go, and I'll mute him again. By the way, when they say anybody can do a podcast, this is proof right here. Yeah. All you need is $20 a month for an RSS feed. This never happens on Chris Abate's podcast, by the way.
No, I don't no. Yeah, of course it does.
That happens when I sit at a bar.
Yeah, honestly, Donnie, like you couldn't lock the door. Who is that Shlomo?
No, there's a water leak.
So
coming
even worse,
from the second floor into the club.
They're not allowed to open, and there's a water leak.
And guess what, Tom? Guess what? I don't have any revenue coming in this week, and this is what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
I mean, something needs to be done. I mean, one of my posts have been like, overthrow the government, de Blasio, these Democrats suck. Guess what? I'm a lifelong Republican, all right?
Edit that out.
And I know don't edit it out. I'm proud to be Republican. But what bothers the hell out of me is that other people think that you can just change the government and things will be better. No, that's not how it works. Let's work with the leaders that we have currently. If you're going to give $76 million to go see jazz at Lincoln Center, then
47
to us and to hardworking bars and restaurants. The only one who stepped up to the plate, who has a bigger voice than us, that's been doing something, is Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports. Presidente has been has been raising money for bars and restaurants. Dave is a fan of our club. We've utilized his talent on our stage. And you know what? Check him out. Donate if you can. We sent a letter. Maybe we can get a little bit of money, but we want to keep on operating.
Actually, that's a real question here. Any other big name comics helping out, or everyone's laying low right now?
There's been silence from like every big comic out there, which I'm very surprised about. You would think that someone would step up, besides Mike Birbiglia. I saw that he tried to help some clubs, but besides him, I guess some people told me I shouldn't be surprised, but I think it's sad, that a lot of these big name comics got their start in comedy clubs, and comedy clubs are a stepping stone to where they are today, and they're rich and famous, and they're not doing anything to help support the clubs, putting together some type of fundraiser. It's really just a slap in the face. It's not cool.
My slogan for the podcast has been, we're going to take our 2020 lemons and turn it into 2021 lemonade. You guys have been innovating, you have been persisting, and you keep hitting brick walls. Do you have any advice for our listeners? What can we learn from you guys that we can apply to our own lives right now?
Honestly, first of all, I hate that fucking slogan.
Do you?
I hate this lemon in the lemonade. You know what? if you get lemons, sell lemons. I mean, listen, thank you so much to anybody that's listening, because this is one of the greatest things that you can do is supporting, people like Tom and Chris to kind of watch whatever they're doing besides out of their realm. You're not watching them on TV. You're not being able to go see them live, but you're able to kind of, experience this experience, on other forms, following comics. But the one advice that I could give to all business, and entrepreneurs out there is pivot. It's all about pivoting. It's all about not being complacent. One of the big things that can happen during depression is you can get complacent. You can say, you know what, it'll happen. When we're ready, we're ready. Well, guess what? This is proof of it. We are almost a year into this lockdown, and it's proving that nothing's happening. So you need to keep on changing and adapting and pivoting. That's the best you can do, whether it's doing shows outside or it's offering different services, in your local businesses. It's also, what you need to do is you need to also kind of bring up all other people that are around you. One of the big things is that we know that we couldn't survive without, our friends, our comics. You know what I mean? If you are in a business that needs specifically that you can help other people out and keep them employed, do so. Because trust me, it'll come back tenfold, whether it's through karma, whatever you believe in. But people are going to remember that kind of stuff.
Donnie, what's going through your head right now?
Two things. One, I'm looking in the showroom and there's like our spotlight keeps flickering on and off. So, maybe it might have something to do with the water leak that's coming from the second floor. Like the showroom could be on fire, like right now, for all I know.
All right, so I'm going to let you.
I gotta run. My wife.
Run. Get out of here.
To run an errand for her.
Dani Zoldan, thank you. Jon Boreamayo, one last question, John.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, Donnie. Bye, Donnie. John, one last heavy question. Let's see here. John, let's see if you want to answer this one. What clubs are still standing in June?
Clubs that'll be still standing in June are the Comedy Cellar, definitely. New York Comedy Club will still be standing. The Stand will still be up and running. New York Comedy Club will still be up. I think I said that, but Stand Up New York will definitely be still here in June.
Good. That's what I wanted to hear.
Comedy is always evolving. Our business is always changing before even COVID. One of the big things that I did at the club was, listen, I get, that, people, that there's an old way of doing things, but there's a new way of doing things as well. So keep on adapting and not to stay complacent. You got to keep doing that kind of stuff. Listen, there was a time even before COVID where it was tough. Tom, you were there.
Yeah.
We were sitting down there and it's like a Friday night and you're like, what the hell's going on? I hope to not, I think we've created enough great will that, still be standing. Tom, for God's sakes, I was in Los Angeles for a month and a half doing shows, just keeping the brand alive. Keep it alive.
That's a great phrase. Keep the brand alive, I think, is the takeaway there. John, thank you for your time. Stand Up New York, guys. Go to their website. Follow them on social. The clubs may not be open, but they're innovating. And I got a feeling you will be standing, and this isn't going to... I think we're getting closer to the light at the end of the tunnel. Another 2020 word we're sick of, Chris, about that. Thank you, John.
Nice.
Add the lemon thing to the things that, you don't want to hear anymore. Guys, thank you so much. Follow us at Stand Up NY on all forms of social media, guys. We'd love to hear from you. But Tom, thanks for giving us this platform. Chris, thanks for dealing with it. And listen, you are quite the talker, Chris.
Hey, I do my best, man.
All right, it is Tom Kelly with the jury on one of my favorite segments of the Tom Kelly Show. A nice and happy segment, ladies and gentlemen. Real tree or fake tree? I am a big believer in real trees. It's a tradition. My father gets my brother and my mom and my nephews, and we go up to Dank's Christmas Tree Farm. There is always a tradition watching to see if my brother or father can get the tree cheaper, and then we bring it in. We always do our tree shopping around December 20th, and we keep it up until Martin Luther King Day, and the house smells like pine trees, and it's beautiful. There's a lot of people with different opinions than I. Let me start with my friend Jenna. Jenna in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. What's your opinion on real tree versus fake tree?
Real tree, obviously, you have to support agriculture. All those people out there growing those Christmas trees are part of the ag community, and I am a big supporter of agriculture.
I love it. Thank you, Jenna. LD, a woman who has 3 Christmas trees in her living room. Real or fake? What's your opinion?
I do a fake one because we move around so much. It's just easier to keep the fake one with the family tradition. So I really like my fake Christmas tree.
Oh, you had the jam. I'm a military mom in there.
You had to say the military, right?
Now
Full military card.
Now I can't disagree with you. Okay, LD, good job. Who else? Ellie, you had an opinion. Ellie, real tree, fake tree. What do you think?
Definitely real tree. Support the ag industry 100%.
Oh my God. By the way, if you haven't figured it out today, today's crowd is filled with military folks, nurses, and farmers. Who has an opinion on real tree, fake tree? Raise your hand up high. I'm going through the whole room. JM from Staten Island. There we go. Staten Island has to have an opinion. You're a teacher. What is your opinion? Real tree, fake tree?
I much prefer a real tree. However, we have a fake tree due to too many allergies.
Okay, there you go. I'll accept that. Who else? Give me one or two more before we go. Real tree, fake tree. Who has their hands up high? SA, unmute yourself. There's a nice Christmas tree behind you. Real tree, fake tree, my friend.
It is a real tree. The one behind me is real. So we've been doing it and going to get a real tree since before I was born.
And what would happen if someone in your family said, I want to go fake tree?
We have had that discussion. We're like, nope, we're going to get a real tree.
I love it. Well, listen, we're going to wrap the show up with the magic mirror in just a minute. If you guys are listening, if you're a supporter of me, Tom Kelly, go to Apple Podcasts, give the Tom Kelly Show 5 stars, write me a nice review. It would be a Christmas gift you can give to me without having to pay for shipping. So I just got an email from the other owner of Stand Up New York, and it says, anytime works for me. No, it doesn't, James, because you had a meeting. We had the time. You can't.
That's right. Anytime does not work.
And I'm not mad at him because I thought we had a great interview. What did you think?
Yeah, it was good. It's very passionate, very lots of feeling behind that. And I think you playing the role of both sides.
Yeah. The one thing I didn't say is, listen, I don't want to say I almost died of COVID-19, but I got it. It hurt. I don't want it. We have friends who have died of it, and they acknowledged it at the break. So they understand the gravity of it, and I do too. I don't think they clearly said it. We talked about, we lost a lot of great comics this year. I don't know, man, but you don't want it. You don't want it. So listen, a few things that make me happy here. TomKellyShow.com, mailing list. Subscribe to the podcast, Apple Podcasts, and give me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts if you can.
Tom, just to be clear, it's a new mailing list, right?
Yeah.
It's not the old mail. If you're already on the mailing list, do you have to re-sign in?
Go sign up again, because I don't know. I don't understand. How about this? I don't know. I sent out one.
So everybody go sign in.
Go sign in. You know what? At this point, I sent out an email to about 1,500 emails. Half of them were Hotmail, the other half AOL. I don't think I'm emailing anybody. Right now, for those of you who listen to the Tom Kelly Show podcast, I need to know, do you want cursing? No cursing. Find me at tomkellyshow@me.com and let me know. Chris Abate, next question on the Tom Kelly Show podcast this week, and I want you to answer it for the video promo.
I will do that.
Real tree or fake tree? Chris Abate.
Fake tree.
Wrong!
The McLaughlin
Why
group.
fake? Why fake? Go.
Easier. Last longer.
Yeah, wrong. Real tree, tradition, shopping, nice smell. Good try. What else?
I've had a fake tree my whole life. Tradition.
So listen, I don't know if I'm going to do a podcast next week, right in between Christmas and New Year's. If I don't, people, your interaction means a lot to me. You have supported me on Facebook. You have supported me on all these social media platforms. And it sounds stupid, but the kind words during the low times have propelled me into slightly higher times. Chris has had a rough year, but I'm pretty sure things are about to get better for him. That's the Abate Entertainment Group podcast. He was just telling me at the break what's coming up?
We have we did a great interview last week with Twitch musician Melissa Lamb. She's a very popular Twitch musician.
Okay.
And then also I have an artist, a actual digital artist who worked on some pretty high tech and famous video games that you may or may not know coming on the podcast.
Good. So that's the Abate Entertainment Group podcast and the Magic Mirror, which I'm kind of doing from memory right now. I'm trying to think of the people who have interacted with me. I got my friend Lydia, who has been Tech Angel, who has been interacting with me on Instagram. Go check my Instagram of my favorite audience member. You're going to love her. Also, who have I been talking to? Dan Stanton, Jeremy Lewis, debating whether or not I can be cursing on this show. Who else has been sending me little notes here? Jimmy Dips, thank you so much. I see you in the Magic Mirror. I see Andrew Garcia. I see Mike McGarrigle and Pete McGarrigle. And most importantly, I see Lisa M. Dover, who just said hi as I was going through this. So thank you guys for a great year. 2021, we're going to start rough, but we're going to end big. I feel it.
Absolutely. I'm with you, Tom.